Guys, what's going on? Welcome to Stretford Paddock. I am Adam Mckola. Hope you guys are all doing well. We are back and we have got a fair few quotes to go through from Antony Martial. How rare is it that we get to hear Antony Martial in interviews and things like that? I mean, I've been trying ever since he joined the club. Still no luck yet. Hopefully it'll happen. But Antony Martial has given an interview to France Football talking about his time at Manchester United. Really reflecting on his career here so far, his time under different managers, and also speaking about why he isn't or why he hasn't been consistent at certain times. So we'll get stuck into those quotes. We've also got a little bit of news on Rashford and Jadon Sancho as well, and I want you guys to get your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. Get hitting that subscribe button because we want to hit 700,000 subs ASAP, and we can only do that with your help. So hit that subscribe button. But let's get stuck into some of these quotes. They're very, very interesting. He spoke about his relationship with Louis van Gaal. He said, I had a great relationship with Van Gaal the first season. I love to learn, and when a gentleman like him takes time to make me watch videos of my matches to explain things to me, it's the best. Once he made me come to watch videos to set me on fire when I had scored 2 goals. He wanted to talk to me about running, angles, movement zones, etc. I said I understood, and he said he liked my character. So we spoke about his relationship with Van Gaal. Van Gaal was the one who brought him to the club, and obviously made him a Manchester United striker and all those things. And he clearly had a good relationship with him. And when you hear about the kind of, the kind of reputation that Antony Martial has, people talk about him being lazy, not wanting to work, not wanting to, like the fact that he sits down with a coach like Van Gaal, who can be meticulous, who can be really in-depth, who can be a little bit brash, and he's happy to work with him, I think shows a different side to Antony Martial. The issues with Jose Mourinho, now you remember, I was going on about them a lot at the time. Remember 4-0 FC period when Martial was tearing it up, then he gets dropped for Alexis Sanchez. He spoke about that as well. He says his problems with Jose Mourinho started at the very beginning. He said, it started with the story of my shirt number. During the holidays, he sends me a message to ask me if I want to take the 11, explaining to me that it was great and it's been worn by Ryan Giggs, the legend. I tell him I have a great respect for Ryan Giggs, but that I prefer to keep my number 9. When I return to the club, I see my jersey with the number 11. The story did not start well. He disrespected me straight up. He was also talking about me in the press. He likes playing these games, but he knows what and who he is doing with it. He knows that I'm 20 years old then, and that if I say something, it is I that who will be lacking respect as a young person. The second season, I was the team's top scorer in the first part of the season. He brought in Sanchez. I hardly played anymore. It cost me dearly. I should have been at the World Cup. That was the World Cup that France won. So you could tell he would be a little bit gutted about that, a little bit disappointed about that. Also, people that say, shirt numbers don't matter. To strikers, they do matter. And to also take a striker's number off him and give him the number of a winger almost. It kind of says where you stand in the team. And when he was on form, he was never rewarded, by the manager. Brings in Alexis Sanchez, replaces him, knocks him. So I think there have been issues with Antony Martial's consistency at times. And he has to take some responsibility for that himself. Being injured at times as well hasn't helped. And we'll speak about those different things shortly. But there have been periods where he could feel hard done by, for sure. He says, the last 2 seasons, I have regularly played injured. People don't know that. I couldn't accelerate during the 4 months after COVID. Solskjaer tells me that he needs me, so I play. Given my game, if I can't accelerate, it's complicated and I get criticised. The coach never bothered to tell the media. Obviously, I ended up getting injured for good and I come back finished. I can't play anymore. I took it very badly. I had a feeling of injustice. You've asked me to sacrifice yourself for the team, and behind you've dismissed me. It's almost treachery. That's all I hate. I can be blamed, but not for being fake. And I think that probably signifies where his relationship with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer broke down. He's playing through injury. No one's making that aware to the media. Which I kind of understand. You wouldn't want people to think one of your players that you're relying upon is injured. I remember the interview with Marcus Rashford after the Europa League game final where he mentioned that 5 or 6 players were playing injured. You can't be playing players through injury like that, especially when they are younger players that are developing. Of course, football is important to their development, but you have to give them a chance to recover as well, because knocks and keeping younger players out for a long period of time means their development is affected. And once their development's affected, they're stagnating, they're not improving. There's a problem. So you have to look after players. Of course, it's always nice when players want to play through injury, and sometimes you have to do it. But 5, 6 players, Rashford was someone that was doing that. Martial was someone that was doing that. It's obviously an issue. It's an issue, and we've kind of had that effect through till now. Marcus Rashford's finally probably just getting over it, and hopefully Antony Martial is too. So we move on from that, and he also spoke about his body language and how people speak about him. And he says, basically, I have to display my disappointment after a missed opportunity so people don't say, oh, he doesn't really care. I'll tell you simply, I'm a footballer, not an actor. A lot of people think you have to be a little comedian, and I see players who show their rage so that the public and the media think they are motivated. All the media circus does not interest me. I cannot change to please others. He says, I'm not immune to criticism. When people say that I lack consistency, it's true. When I have my place, it often goes well. But when I've been used less, it's true that my performance has not been the same. It's a vicious cycle. I'm less efficient. I play less. Therefore, I play even less. When it's like that, I can sometimes drop out a bit. A player like Cavani is at 3,000%, even when given fewer minutes. And it's interesting, self-reflection there from Antony Martial on his consistency issues and on the style of player that he is. And I can see it with Erik ten Hag at the moment, that there is an importance of Antony Martial to this team. We need to get a striker in. We haven't got one at the moment. Cristiano Ronaldo's still here, obviously, but what's going to happen there? Marcus Rashford's been playing through the middle at times, and I think his goal contributions and assists have been great. But his goals against Arsenal, for example, came when Ronaldo came on, and he kind of pulled out a little bit wider. And I think there were also periods in the game, particularly in the first half, where his play with his back to goal wasn't great. I think Antony Martial's is a lot better. He also brings people into play, holds the ball up well. We see it for Rashford's goal against Liverpool. So I think Antony Martial is massively important to the way Ten Hag will want to play and to this team. And it's a big opportunity for him this season. Because look, the loan move to Sevilla didn't really work out for him. But on the other hand, it might have worked out for him. He might have gone there and thought and realised how much of a big opportunity he has at Manchester United. What his career could potentially be like if it doesn't go to plan at Manchester United. What clubs are going to be for you after Manchester United, especially if your loan move at Sevilla doesn't work. So maybe that's the penny dropping. Maybe that is. And there seems to be a real maturity in the way he's speaking about things, the way he's reflecting upon things. Of course, he's spoken about the managers and all those kind of things as well. But he's also spoken about himself and the consistency and all those things. And I'm hoping that this is the season we see the penny drop and the player step up and deliver on a regular, consistent basis and show that maturity and leading the line. And I'm hopeful Ten Hag can be the man to take it out of him, especially when you hear him speak about his experiences under Louis van Gaal. You'd imagine that with that intricate coaching, that eye for detail, that the manager will hopefully get the best out of him. He needs to be fit though. He needs to be fit. And again, on that, I think the manager's building him up back slowly, which again hints to his importance. We saw him build up Rafael Varane slowly over pre-season, take his time, get him fit. Do the same with Martial, get him leading that line on a weekly basis. And I think we'll see the best of this team and that front three, but also of the striker as well. There's also been talk about Jadon Sancho and Marcus Rashford, that they will be called up for the next England squad, which will be a positive for them. The form of Rashford and Sancho has been much, much better this season, as has Martial, but we haven't got to see enough of it because he's injured, so we need him back in the team. Now maybe this 2 weeks, it can be good for the manager in terms of being on the training pitch with the players. It can be good for the players, kind of getting their fitness up and all those kind of things. Interesting next few weeks, and hopefully after that, when we come out in the Man City game, we maybe see signs that our football is getting there and we can probably play it for longer periods of the game. For so much this season against Liverpool, Arsenal and other games, we've played in patches. We need to dominate a game and control a game for 90 minutes. And, once Ten Hag gets more time on a training pitch, we will be able to do that. But I just thought that was a really interesting interview with Antony Martial, and it's a shame we don't get to hear from him more because it's quite entertaining when he does speak, isn't it? Anyway, let us know your thoughts on everything that he discussed in his interview on Marcus Rashford and Jadon Sancho being called up for England. But also make sure you're keeping it locked here by hitting that subscribe button. And I will see you guys very, very soon in a bit.